Hey, Bill Shaka here. Welcome to another edition of the 5 Minute Motivator. Welcome to Tamarindo, Costa Rica. Hey, folks, one take wonders here. Even though I'm in the cloistered environment of my office, I have two of my rescue cats in here. They were kind of being rude to the other cats, so I have to give them a timeout. So if you see things falling in the background or hear strange noises, no, this place is not haunted. There's just two cats hanging around that are kind of curious about what my office looks like. Hopefully they'll eat some of the spiders that are hanging around. Anyway, today, the 4 or 5 P's of self-confidence. You know, it's funny. I'm in the process of developing a course right now called Assertiveness and Self-Confidence. And one of the training providers that I do business with called me and said they have a client that wants a course in assertiveness and self-confidence. So this turned out very well because doing these courses for this client assisted me in developing my material. And what I've come up with are what I call the 4 or 5 P's of self-confidence. 4 or 5. Let me go through them individually and see what you think. How do you become a more self-confident person? That's the question we have to ask ourselves here. Self-confidence is learned. It comes from our level of self-esteem. Our self-esteem is what we believe our self-worth is. Our self-esteem will drive self-confidence, which is our belief in our abilities. And people want to have a greater belief in their abilities. It's a learned process. Here is the first P in developing greater self-confidence. It's called passion. Nothing exists in this world without passion, including developing self-confidence. So I think that's an extremely important first point for us to think about. Passion for what we are doing will develop our skills, because if we have passion, we want to do it over and over again. Look, the first time you do something, you're going to suck at it. That's just the way it is. Very few people pick up a ball for the first time and throw it in the hoop. Very few people go on their first sales call and whack it out of the park. It takes practice, but the more we practice, the better we get. And the more we practice comes from our level of passion, what we feel inside. And I think it's important that we take that level of passion in a whole bunch of other areas. Nothing happens in life without some level of passion. And passion is a choice. We can choose to turn up the flame or turn down the flame anytime we like. I would suggest you think about passion as a way of building self-confidence. The second, I already mentioned, the second P in self-confidence is practice. Passion will drive practice. The more we practice, the better we get. But what drives practice? Our passion. You know what? I can remember maybe 55 years ago, I wanted to take an instrument. I wanted to take guitar, but in public school, the music teacher, who was the band director, said a guitar is not a band instrument, so you can't play a guitar. Eddie Arnold proved that wrong in Green Acres, if you remember that, but that's another story. So I wanted to take the drums. My father would have none of it. You are not playing the drums. He made me play the clarinet because he liked Count Basie and those big band orchestras. So he wanted me to play the clarinet. So we took one out as a rental for 3 months. And I put that thing in my mouth and tried to not get the reed wet. And I went boop, 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 and I stopped. I practiced maybe 10 minutes every other day because I had to. But I didn't like the clarinet. I had nothing against the clarinet. I just didn't care for it. A couple years later, I picked up a guitar and I never stopped. Practice, practice, practice. So think about this. Passion drives practice, and practice drives self-confidence. You put those two together, it's an unbeatable combination for building self-confidence. But I said there were 4, maybe 5 attributes or keys or P's to self-confidence. Well, there are. But I'm out of time. You're just going to have to wait until tomorrow to hear the rest of them. Bill Shaka, thanking you for your time. Looking forward to seeing you in the next edition of the 5 Minute Motivator. Bye.